this ridiculous fucking. This is the worst fucking.
You hate this.
I will argue with Noah 1,000. Bring this up in Vegas when we're drunk, because I'll be this year's. This will be your for the revenge for Matt Painter.
You're gonna stab him with
I think it's the most perfectly constructed bracket.
I think it's the most pathetic. I honestly think if I was Santa Clara, I would leave. I would join the Big West. I would say, hey, fuck you. I'll join the Big West.
When your game is in the regular season, if you don't.
And you guys wonder why BYU could never get to the fucking championship.
Yeah, but I was giving you regular season, man. I was also giving you regular season. This isn't that old. This isn't that old. This
is fucking horrible. I hate the double. I hate the quadruple bye. I do like the double bye. I think there should be something where you reward your teams.
You know, this is a leverage play for Gonzaga. They were going to leave for the Mountain West.
There's multiple reasons why this bracket's good.
No.
First off,
it's horrible.
First off, your better teams are probably going to represent your conference in the NCAA tournament. And at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants, is the best teams in the NCAA tournament representing your conference. The further they go in the NCAA tournament, the more money your conference makes. So hence, when Gonzaga was at its peak, you wanted Gonzaga to have a quadruple bye. Secondly, you get more tournament games with this format. And the teams like a Loyola Marymount or Pepperdine, if they make a run, they have more shine with less games competing against them. Thirdly, is it values the regular season.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. When you have the normal 8-team tournament, take the NEC, for example, and it's completely even. Sure, like it's completely even. But also you get the results that you get today, like a couple of upsets here and there. And
that's what's supposed to be March is about, man. It's supposed to be about being fair, too. This is ridiculous.
I like this, how everybody has a chance, but it also values the regular season. Pepperdine and Pacific aren't competitive at all in the conference. I don't think there's an argument for them to have.
No team in the nation should get this many bye weeks, like bye games. This is absurd. The point is to play fucking basketball. You know what I mean?
I explained to you the point. I truly believe that this is the ideal way to set up your bracket. If you're one bid conference.
If every conference did this,
no, I'm not telling every conference.
I would not be interested in watching.
I'm telling the bottom 15 conferences to do it, because when you only get one team in the NCAA tournament, you want it to be your best team. That way, you're best represented, your best conference foot forward. And like I said, the further they go, the more money you make. It's a win-win for everybody.
That's why it's great that BYU left. And I hope San Diego and all these teams do, because Gonzaga throws in way more money into their fucking program. So they're catering to the biggest fucking name brand because of how much money they throw in. And they're scared that Gonzaga is going to leave. And they're saying, so Gonzaga wants this so they don't get upset by fucking Pepperdine.
Why should we hold it against Gonzaga for putting the most money into their basketball program?
No,
because they're passionate about basketball. Why is that held against them?
But to me,
you were basically just holding it against them.
Well, because to me, you should be able to play in a tournament, play basketball. The point is to play basketball, not
which they are.
No, they're not. They have 2 games. They're sitting there in Vegas for like a fucking week.
No, they're not. They're sitting there in Vegas for 2 days. They're flying out on Friday.
The point, though, and no one else in the fucking sport has 2 days off, 2 games of sitting there and watching. So to me, that is against the actual sport.
What are you talking about? Big Ten, SEC, they've got double and triple buys.
They have 40 fucking teams in their conference.
They have the fucking the playing game. They should have 1 game off. They should have to. It should be, what do they got? 9 teams.
That's even more ridiculous. They only have 9 teams.
Yeah,
and they're doing this shit.
9 and 8. 9 and 8 plays 1, and then we go.
And the fact that they do this because they don't want Gonzaga to leave, and they do this because the threat that Gonzaga doesn't want this, because if Pepperdine or Pacific or whoever, San Diego, was to knock them off, it would then basically ruin their fucking chances of the outright bid. It's just fucking hilarious. It's like, why would you listen to them? Why would you listen to them?
to be honest, they've
I
actually
explained to you why.
they've actually probably stolen a bid from themselves over the years, because Gonzaga and St. Mary's most years have been safely in. If they had a more
traditional bracket,
they probably could have had a BYU.
I completely agree. I think it's a horror. Like BYU or San Francisco could have won some of those years.
And then
stacking the deck
additional
them
tournament team
ruins their chances.
Yeah.
Rob, I'm not saying the upset is not possible. March Madness is about upsets. Technically, it's not. It's about basketball. The upsets happen and they make it
they're
fun.
sitting there in a 9-game conference where they got 2 games. They're just sitting there picking their ass. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. This is a fucking communist approach by fucking the WCC. Terrible. They should fire everybody.
I don't know how it's communist. Just go out and beat Gonzaga.
What, after
the
you
regular
play?
season?
After you played a game and you
in the regular season, St. Mary's did it this year and they got a 1 seed. They get the bye.
Well, there's no difference between the 1 and 2 seeds. They're the same fucking thing.
Who cares
about
the
1 seed? The 1 seed gets three games in front of them instead of only 2.
That's what's hilarious too. Is it basically devalues the 1-2 seeds, right?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
They've fucked themselves out of a bid or 2 over the years with this stupid format. I agree.
I disagree. It is what it is. To each their own. This is a very polarizing bracket. I feel like the discussion, I guess, needed to be had. We both made our points. Neither of us are.
I could do a seminar on this. Let me know.
Me too. I already did.
Yeah.
So, and it went in one ear and out the other. I can already tell.
With that said, I will take St. Mary's to win. I'm going to take St. Mary's to win.
Let me read these odds. Gonzaga minus 115, St. Mary's plus 105. The Dons of San Francisco plus 12 or 1,200. Santa Clara plus 2,500. San Diego plus 15,000. Steve Lavin, they got a chance. Portland, the Pilots plus 15,000. LMU, Kelly LePepe plus 20,000. Pepperdine plus 30,000. And Pacific plus 30,000. I know you just made a case for St. Mary's, but I almost think there's no value in taking either of the first 2. I think you either play Santa Clara or San Francisco.
If you're going to play St. Mary's, in my opinion, you bet the spread and you roll it over against Gonzaga on the money line. And that's basically your implied future.
Gary was saying this in the SGP show. That makes perfect sense. You'll get better odds on St. Mary's against Gonzaga as a dog than you will.
I don't know if they're going to be a dog. I think it's going to be a pick.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close to a pick on a neutral floor.
Because Colby, the spread at Gonzaga was minus 2.5.
Correct.
The spread at St. Mary's was minus 3.5 for St. Mary's. So I think it's a pick.
But I think they'll give.
I think Gonzaga is going to be favored by 1.
Some Cowboy treatment, some Duke Blue Devil treatment. Yeah,
could be.
Either way,
if it's Duke Blue Devil treatment, I'm locking St. Mary's, like I have the previous 2 games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any value in St. Mary's and Gonzaga. There's no value. It's just
like I said. If you want to bet, if you think either one of them, like whichever team you like more, bet them on the spread in game 1, and if they cover the spread, roll that over into the money line game 2, and that's your future.
You got, but sometimes the first game's the hardest game.
Yes,
I'll take like Santa Clara. They only lost by 5 to St. Mary's. You got to take, to me, like obviously the bottom.
They lost by 35 the other game though.
Yeah, but the more recent one was 5. And to me, there's no value. Pacific, Pepperdine, San Diego, Portland. Maybe you could talk me into LMU, but I'm not really. They're all injured.
No.
So I think that you have to take either Santa Clara or San Francisco. I'll take both. Sprinkle both.
I'd be very surprised right now if this is not St. Mary's and Gonzaga, and I think it'll be a pick. So I think I think the line's telling you that probably Gonzaga will be -1, and you'll be getting +105 on the money line. So I'll take my +115 right now as my value, and give me San Fran as the other one.
Where are you getting +115? And +105 is what I'm seeing.
Oh shit, you're right. Gonzaga's -1. Gonzaga's -115. I got my 15 and 5s mixed up. I'm still taking St. Mary's.
Yeah. I mean,
For what it's worth, if I were to give out one pick, which I am going to, it'd be pussy if I'm not going to give out a pick for picking conference tournaments. I'm giving out San Francisco here. I think they got the better chance to beat Gonzaga than Santa Clara does St. Mary's. Gonzaga just murdered the Dons last week. They're going to sleepwalk through this game, especially, this is their first game on the neutral site. San Fran probably beats LMU or Portland. They're used to the sight lines in this neutral stadium here in Las Vegas, I believe this is. So I like the Dons coming in with the revenge angle. Gonzaga possibly sleepwalks through this thing. I think they're more likely to beat Gonzaga than Santa Clara. And then when the Dons win, do whatever you want. Hedge it if you want, or let it ride.
yeah. I don't know. I'll sprinkle both Santa Clara and San Francisco, and maybe you get to a spot where you hedge, but I'm not known to hedge.
Did BYU made it to the title? I think a couple times.
They made it to the title game against Kispert, and they were leading with 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes ago,
possibly even 5.
Was that the COVID year?
What a shitty bracket.
Yes, it was the COVID year.
Let's go to the next one. I'm sick of looking at this disgusting filth.